it goes like this. Starting number 1 position is Todd Bayshore from Mechanicsburg in car number 29. Second starting spot will be Russell Shoup out of York, Pennsylvania in car 92. Starting third, Doug Fry out of Dover in car number 6. Fourth spot, Ron Little out of Dover in car number 112. Starting fifth, Chris Shuey out of Orfield in car number 21. Sixth starting spot, Jim Shuttlesworth from Mechanicsburg in car F1. Seventh starting spot, Gene Wrightstone out of Enola in car number 10. Starting in eighth, Russ Leinbach from Mountain in the 9 Junior, and ninth and final starting spot, Scott McCann out of Carlisle, number 75, and he's a rookie this year in the late model division. Our starter says we should go next time around. So the late models have joined us here on April 4th, a lot warmer than it had been last week if you were with us and took in the action. It was bitterly cold here last week at Silver Spring Speedway, and I would think it's at least 10 degrees warmer tonight than it was last week, and the wind is not near as hard as it had been last weekend. So here we are, ready to go with late model heat number 1 as they're down the back straightaway. Todd Bayshore and Russell Shoup lead them around. Starter has that green flag, waiting for him to reach that third turn. And here they come. We're racing. Green's out. Russell Shoup in the number 6 car now. Doug Fry gets a great fight, and he jumps from third starting spot out to the early lead. Todd Bayshore on the low side of the speedway drops back to third. Chris Shuey in the 21 is now second, and he came all the way from this starting spot as they come around to complete lap number 1. Your leader, the number 6, Doug Fry, now in the front straightaway into turn number 1 they go. Sparks flying out from under the rear of that number 112 of Ron Little. And the F1 of Jim Shuttlesworth is slowing on the back straightaway. Doug Fry, your leader, and we have a yellow on the back straightaway. The F1 of Jim Shuttlesworth had stopped on the back stretch going into turn number 3, barely visible over top of the race cars and the rigs on the infield of the track, with 2 laps complete. Our leader, Doug Fry, out of Dover in car number 6. Running second, the 21 of Chris Shuey. In third, Ron Little in that 112. And running fourth, Gene Wrightstone in the number 10 car. So we're off to a yellow flag start here with 2 laps completed. Down the back straightaway, Chris Shuey in that 21 car, currently running in second position. The 112, Ron Little, running third. The number 10, Gene Wrightstone, out of Enola. The wrecker working on the F1 of Jim Shuttlesworth there on the back stretch. As 2 laps completed. Late model heat number 1, the limited late models here at Silver Spring. Once again, the track appears to be in a very fine condition. Last week, of course, it was superbly prepared. Really looked nice. It didn't kick up any dust or dirt all night long. Might have expected to see some icicles flying off the clay surface there last week, but we didn't have any of that. So we'll be ready to go as soon as that wrecker clears the F1 of Jim Shuttlesworth. Okay, track's clear. Ready for the restart green. 2 laps in the record books. And we're ready to go. Green's out. Doug Fry, your leader, bringing them out of turn number 4. Here they come. Chris Shuey holds down that second spot. Sparks flying out from underneath that 21 car. Ron Little holding down third. The number 10 of Gene Wrightstone holding down the 4th spot. Our pole sitter, 29, back in 5th. 92, check that. That's Russell Shoup, the outside pole car, holding down the 5th spot. laps in the books. The number 6 at Doug Fry's opened up a marginal lead now. Lap number 4 complete as the number 6 at Doug Fry has about a 6-car lead now. Now the 112 looking to take over second. Ron Little moves that 112 on the inside of the 21 car of Chris Shuey and takes that second position. As the halfway sign is out, 5 laps down, 5 to go. First heat for the late models here in the 1992 season. Down the back now, our leader, Doug Fry, has opened up about a 10-12 car lead, about a half a straightaway. Followed up by the 112, Ron Little. 21 car, Chris Shuey running in third. The number 10 of Gene Wrightston holding down fourth. And the 92 of Russell Shoup is in the fifth spot. Seven complete now, 7 laps down. We'll see 2 to go next time. That lead's a little shorter than it had been. The 112 of Ron Little closed that margin a little bit as the 2 to go sign now for the number 6 car, Doug Fry. And we have one wide against the wall, and he brushed it. The 21 car, Chris Shuey, holding down that fourth position, made a little contact with the wall, but he's still going without losing a position. White flag coming this time. One more time around. Doug Fry out of Dover in that number 6 car. Second is the 112 of Ron Little. The checker flag waiting this time as they come through the 34th turn. The winner of heat number 1 for the late models, number 6, Doug Fry. Second spot, the 112 of Ron Little. Finishing in third, the number 10, Gene Wrightston. Fourth, the number 21, Chris Shuey. And in for fifth, the smoking number 92 of Russell Shoup. So there you have it. Heat number 1 is in the record book for the late models here on the second show of the season, their first appearance of the 92 season.
The first to win of the year in the
Okay, heat number 2 for the limited late models. On the pole out of York Haven, Pennsylvania, the 1W of Smokey Fry. Starting second out of Silver Spring, the 75 of Tim Luddick. Starting third, the number 27 out of Duncannon, Carl Graves. Fourth starting spot, the 06 out of Blaine, Jeff Smith. Starting fifth, the number 5 out of Camp Hill, Rick Bear. Starting sixth spot out of Mechanicsburg, the 41J Hoover. Seventh starting spot, the number 2 of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Scott Richwine. And starting scratch, a rookie in the 01 out of Lancaster, Bob Kinney. Heat number 2 for the limited late models, and the flagman has that green flag. The lights are out around the speedway, and we'll be ready to go any second now. A little slow start coming through 3 and 4. There they come. The green's on, and we're racing. Smokey Fry in that 1W takes the early lead as only 5 cars answer the call here out of the 8 scheduled for this event. Down the back they go. Smokey Fry in that red and black checkerboard number 1W out of York Haven, our leader. Second spot, the 06 of Jeff Smith. And the 27 running in third, that's Carl Graves. Here comes the number 2 on the inside. Of Scott Richwine making a move. He's looking for that inside lane coming out of 4. And Scott Richwine in that number 2 moves into the third spot with 2 laps complete. Our leader, Smokey Fry, coming up to lap the rookie Bob Kinney out of Lancaster in that 01. Completing lap number 3. Limited late model heat number 2. Running second, Jeff Smith in that 06. The number 2 of Scott Richwine holding down third. And the 27, Carl Graves, is fourth. Here they come out of the fourth turn. the first turn to go. Carl Graves with the 27, holding down fourth spot right now. Halfway on your leader, Smokey Fry in the number 1W out of York Haven. Second spot, the number 06 of Jeff Smith. Holding down third, that number 2 of Scott Richwine. Down the back, the 06, our second place car of Jeff Smith out of Blaine. Down the front they go, into turn number 1. Side by side down the back to go for position number 2 in the third turn. And they're coming up on that lap car, that rookie, Bob Kinney. On the inside, the number 2, Scott Richwine, takes that number 2 position in car number 2 as they go into turn number 2 now. Down the back. Here comes the 06 of Jeff Smith, back looking for the number 2 position. 2 laps to go, 2 more times around. Here they come out of the fourth turn. Jeff Smith out of Blaine in that 06. Goes a little high on the track. Now he's angling down into that third turn. White flag on our leader. Smokey Fry out of York Haven in that 1W. White flag, a half a lap to go on Smokey Fry. Down the back, into turn number 3. Out of the fourth turn it comes. Carter has that checker flag in hand, and there's your winner in the 1W, Smokey Fry. Finishing second. Out of Blaine in the 06 will be Jeff Smith. Third will be, check that, Scott Richwine will be second in the 2. Jeff Smith third in the 06. And the 27 of Carl Graves taking down the fourth spot. Our rookie in his very first race ever will nail down the 5th position in that 01 Bob Kinney out of Lancaster.
Smokey Fry really running there in heat number 2, running away from the field, going on to victory.
Okay, here we go. Heat number 3 for the limited late models. On the pole in this one, out of Sumdale, the number 117, that's Jeff King. Starting second, out of Wirtsville, in the number 4, Ken Ryland. Third starting spot, the number K3 of Wilmer Weiss from Hamburg. Starting fourth in the 08 from Berwick, Randy Krupp. Fifth starting spot in the 77 out of Reading, Mark Knopp. Starting sixth out of York in the 43, Carl Billett. Seventh starting spot from Jonestown in the number 12, Glenn Adams. Starting 8th in the 91 from Lebanon, Jimmy Bernheisel. And starting 9th from Edders in the number 9, Craig Schober. Here we go. Lights are out around the speedway. We're ready to go this time. Looking for that green flag. Here they come, slowly through the third and fourth turn. Green's out. We're racing. Jeff King into the first turn, and here comes the number 4 looking for a slingshot, but he doesn't have it. Jeff King, your leader. Ken Ryland in the number 4 there. The 43, Carl Billett, moves up to third spot. Jimmy Bernheisel's up to fourth in that 91, the WSBA radio car. Here comes Bernheisel on the move. Looking for racing room down the back into turn 3 to go. On the outside of 43, Carl Billett. And Billett now takes over number 2 spot. Dropping the number 4, Ken Ryland. Back into third. Bernheisel holding down 4th spot. Down the back they go. Their leader, the 117, Jeff King out of Sumdale. That's Henry Ford Mercury, number 117. Into turn number 1 they go. 3 laps complete. 3 down. Carl Billett holding down that second spot, and he's rim riding that car up on the high side of the speedway. 4 complete, 4 laps in. Here comes Bernheisel now, looking to the outside of the number 4 of Ken Ryland. Now the inside, Bernheisel looking to pick up that third position. Now the inside, outside, Bernheisel still looking. Can't find the spot to get by. The number 4, Ken Ryland. Their nose to tail down the front straightaway. 5 down, halfway in. Kenny Ryland out of Wurtsville in that number 4, holding down the 3rd spot. Here comes Bernheisel. He's looking. There's just no racing room there. Here they come again. Now Bernheisel looks to the outside as they approach the 1st turn. Now he slingshots back to the inside. Here he comes. He get a nose up in there, but there's just no room. Nose to tail in the 3rd turn they go. Here they come out of number 4, down the front. Once again, looking to the outside. Coming around this time will be 2 laps to go. 2 more times around with Jeff King in that number 117. Running second to number 43, Carl Billett. Third, the number 4, Ken Ryland, as they put a lap on the 77 of Mike Knopp. White flag this time. Jeff King in that number 117, a family Ford Mercury sponsored car, down into turn number 1. Followed closely by Carl Billett in the number 43. 4th turn, here they come, your leader. Checker flag waving, your winner, the 117, Jeff King. In for second, the number 43, Carl Billett. Here comes 4th spot, the number 4, Ken Ryland. And finishing 4th, finishing 4th, the number 91 of Jimmy Bernheisel. Then the number 9, smoking pretty heavily, was Craig Schober.
Closest qualifying heat of the night for the limited late models. A good battle there for 3rd and 4th between Ryland and Bernheisel, but Bernheisel couldn't find the way by and had to settle for 4th as Jeff King comes home with the victory.
Okay, it's consolation time for the late models here. The limited late models at Silver Spring Speedway on the pole. Scheduled to go, the number 75, Scott McCann out of Carlisle. Scheduled to go second, the number 12 out of Jonestown, Glenn Adams. Starting to go in 3rd spot out of Moulton in the 9 junior, Ross Leinbach Jr. Scheduled to go 4th in the number 77 out of Reading, Mark Knopp. 5th starting spot, the number F1 from Mechanicsburg, Jim Shuttlesworth. 6th starting spot, the number 75 from Silver Springs, Tim Leddick. Then we have the number 29 of Mechanicsburg's Todd Bayshore. Then the number 5 of Camp Hill's Rick Barnes. Followed by the 08 from Berwick, Randy Croup, Jay Hoover in the number 41, and Tracy Sprague in the number 45, and as we got a green, the 75 of Scott McCann went around, and we have a yellow flag.
The limited late model Consolation has been reduced to 8 laps as 5 of the scheduled 13 starters have already scratched. So it'll be an 8-lap Consolation and 6 cars to qualify. Getting off to a slow start here is Scott McCann. Loops it in front of the field coming off turn 4. Luckily everyone scattered and made their way by, no one else making contact. And it looks like McCann will rejoin with the field and we'll get this Consolation underway.
Okay, looking for the complete restart here. Heat number Consolation for the limited late models. As the number 12 of Glenn Adams, now your pole sitter, as his 75 originally was, but he has spun and gone to the rear of the field. So moving slowly through turn 3 and 4 as they come out, and it greens out. Russ Leinbach Jr., that 9 junior, has dropped back to 3rd now. He's looking underneath the 77 of Mark Knopp, but Mark holds that 2nd spot. Glenn Adams, your leader, in that number 12 out of Jonestown. 8-lap conti for the limited late models here tonight. 1 lap complete. Glenn Adams, your leader. Mark Knopp holding down 2nd with a 77. Here comes the Jimmy Shuttlesworth in that F1, looking to take the 3rd spot away from Russ Leinbach Jr. Shuttlesworth on the low side of the speedway. Leinbach on the high side. And our 77 goes into that turn real high. Mark Knopp out of Reading gets in real deep that last lap there. Meanwhile, way out front, that's Glenn Adams out of Jonestown in the number 12. The Adams bending special. Down into turn number 2 goes our leader. from Mark Knopf. That's 77. He's got it flying out there. Here comes Shuttlesworth on the low side of the speedway. As they angle out of that turn number 4 down the front, halfway in, 4 laps down, 4 to go. Consolation for the limited. Glenn Adams way out front there. He's got about an 8-10 car lead for that number 12. Second spot, Jimmy Shuttlesworth in the number F1, followed by the 77 of Mark Knopf. Russ Leinbach Jr. holds down that 4th spot. And Todd Bayshore in the number 29 is 5th. 2 to go this time around. 2 more times around. Glenn Adams down the back straightaway, followed by Jimmy Shuttlesworth. And Shuttlesworth seems to have found the handle there. Here's the white flag now. One more time around. Shuttlesworth gets around that number 41 with a right rear flat tire. That's Jay Hoover as he laps that 41 of Hoover on his last lap. Checker flag in hand. And it'll be a victory in his consolation, the first of the year, for the number 12 of Glenn Adams. Second spot, Jimmy Shuttlesworth in the F1. Third spot, the 77 of Mark Knopf. Finishing 4th, the 9 junior of Russ Leinbach Jr. And 5th position, the number 29 of Todd Bayshore. So the consolation for the limited late models is now in the record books.
Car number 75, Tim Liddick, coming home with the 6th and final qualifying spot. An easy run to victory here in the limited late model consolation for Glenn Adams. Limited late model qualifying has now been completed. 3 heats and 1 consolation, and the field's now set for their main event.
Okay, here's your Lee's video limited late model lineup for tonight's feature event. Starting on the pole in the 112 from Dover, Ron Little. Starting second from Wurtsville in the number 4, Ken Weiland. Starting third in the 43 out of York, Carl Billett. 4th starting spot, car number 6 from Dover, Doug Fry. Starting 5th from Enola in the number 10, Gene Wrightstone. Starting 6th from York Haven in the 1W, Smokey Fry. 7th starting spot from Blaine in the 06, Jeff Smith. Starting 8th from Summerdale in the 117, Jeff King. 9th starting spot from Carlisle in the number 2, Scott Richwine. Starting 10th in the number 21 from Orfield, Chris Shuey. Starting 11th from Duncannon in the number 27, Carl Graves. 12th starting spot from Lebanon in the number 91, Jimmy Bernheisel. 13th starting spot out of York in the 92, Russell Shoup. Starting 14th from Lancaster in the 01, Bob Kinney. Starting 15th from Edders in the number 9, Craig Shover. 16th starting spot from Jonestown in the number 12, Glenn Adams. Starting 17th in the F1 from Mechanicsburg, Jim Shuttlesworth. Starting 18th out of Reading in the 77, Mark Knopf. 19th starting spot from Moulton in the 9 junior, Russ Leinbach Jr. Starting 20th in the number 29 from Mechanicsburg, Todd Bayshore. Starting 21st from Silver Spring in the 75, Tim Liddick. And that's your starting lineup, 21 cars, 20 laps the distance. First feature of the season here at Silver Spring for these limited late models, and the caution lights are out around the speedway. Our starter has that green flag in his hand, and he's ready to go. Ron Little and Ken Ryland bring them around. Here they come. Green flags waving, we're racing. Limited late model, first feature event of the season here at Silver Spring. Ron Little takes the lead, but we have a spin up in turn number 4. The 01 has looped it. That's Bob Kinney from Lancaster in the 01 car.
This will make a complete restart on the field, and they'll double them up again. 20 laps the distance of the limited late model feature. As you said, the first appearance of the season here for these cars after the street stocks joined the Super Sportsman last Saturday night for the season opener. All three divisions will be in action here next Saturday night at Silver Spring.
Okay, the 01 has rejoined the field in the back, and the pace car brings them around. Lights are out, which means we'll go one more time around before we get a green flag. Once again tonight here, the crew headed by Alan Kreitzer, our promoter, does a fine job on this speedway. I don't see a lump or a bump anywhere out there. It's just glass smooth and really a finely prepared raceway. Not a speck of dust in the air anywhere. For a dirt track, that's pretty rare in these days. But again, a fine job by our track crew here at Silver Spring Speedway.
And the drivers really seem to be getting a hold of the surface as well. It's not too slippery. Even though it does look a little shiny, they are getting a good hold of it. And racing has been pretty good thus far this evening.
Okay. Again, the lights are out. Cars in the middle of the back straightaway. Clarence has that green flag ready to go. Again, a complete restart. Here they come. Out of the turn 3 and 4. There they go. Ooh, a little spark flying here in the front straightaway. But everybody going in the same direction. They are looking for racing room back in the middle of the pack. Doug Fry got a good start there. That number 6, he's up in the second spot. And our leader, Ron Little, down in turn number 1. Little hanging on, but Doug Fry wants to go a little bit faster. He's looking for that fast line as they get side by side, and Doug Fry goes around over there in turn number 3 and 4. So again, we have a caution flag as they completed lap 1. Doug Fry in at number 6 out of Dover goes around between turns 3 and 4.
The number 1W, Smokey Fry, putting an outside move on, coming through 3 and 4 to grab the lead coming down the straightaway, but I'm sure the yellow negated that, and he'll have to go back, as Ron Little in the 112 was your leader here now, with one lap having been officially scored in this limited late model feature event. Ron Little is your leader. Ken Ryland racing in the second spot, and Smokey Fry will now drop in the lineup racing in third. Spinning car has been corrected, and we'll get back to racing in another lap.
Getting the field lined up. Back in the pack, we have a little problem. The number 2 and the number 10 seem to have a little lineup problem. The lineup should be 06, 2, 10, according to the blackboard here on the home straightaway. One of the officials will let these drivers know who to fall in behind, and we should be ready to go.
Carl Billa with a 43 up the 4th spot now. And the 06 of Jeff Smith racing in 5th. That's your top 5 after only one lap in tonight's feature event. And they'll go single file as they do here on all restarts after one lap at Silver Spring.
The lineup has been corrected, and we should be ready to go next time around.
Smokey Fry looked good in winning his qualifying heat tonight. He's already on the move up to third. Another car to keep your eye on, last year's track champion, the number 91, Jim Bernheisel, the WSPA-sponsored racer. He's in 10th spot currently, car number 91. Long way to go yet. Only one lap scored here in the feature event. I'm sure all these drivers will be heard from before this one's over.
Okay, down the middle of the back straightaway, your leader, Ron Little from Dover, pushes that accelerator to the floor as it comes down into third and fourth turn, and green flag waving. Here comes Smokey Fry in a burst of speed. second spot. Smokey's got the hammer down as he really gets it low in the track. Now Smokey goes for the lead down the back straightaway. Smokey Fry out of Yorktown, Yorkhaven. Smokey Fry, your leader. He's got a hammer down going into that first turn. Ron Little holding down second. Jeff Smith holding down the third spot. Putting a lap on the 01 of Bob Kinney. Bob Kinney a lap down with that 01. Now the 06 moved into second spot. Jeff Smith now holds down number 2 spot. Russ Weinbach limping down the front straightaway in that 9 junior. 3 laps complete, 3 down. Here comes Smokey Fry out of the fourth turn down the front. We had a Smokey won the Super Sportsman feature. Maybe we'll have a Smokey winning the late model feature here tonight, the limited late model. Smokey seems to be the hot name tonight thus far. Smokey Fry handling this field well. The 5 down, 15 more times around. Second, the 06, Jeff Smith. Back in third, the 112 of Ron Little. The number 4, Ken Ryland holding down third spot. The number 2 of Scott Richwine holding down the next position as we have a yellow on the back. The F1 of Jim Shuttlesworth parked against the inside guardrail on the back straightaway on lap number 6. So again, that caution flag, the old equalizer, is out once more.
Shuttlesworth going through turn number 2 just got out of shape, lost the handle, and spun to a stop on the inside apron of turn number 2. Smokey Fry, your leader, coasting along out in front. Jeff Smith in the 06 was trying to catch him. He'll have a chance to do so now here on the restart, as he'll be right behind in position number 2. The 112, Ron Little racing in the third spot. Car number 4, Ken Ryland racing in fourth. And Scott Richwine in car number 2 racing in the 5th spot.
Program of the the Thunder cars will be there. And
the books were ready to go now. Smokey Fry up there in that 1W from Yorkhaven has command. He brings it out of the fourth turn. Whoa, a little contact here coming out of 4. The 29 car got a little bit loose there. That's Todd Bayshore. Boy, he came from way in the back of the pack, started back in 20th spot. Now he's dropping to third. The 06 now back in second. Jeff Smith, 7 complete. Here comes Smith out of the turn. Turn number 2, we got the pack marker, the 01 car spun out. And on the front here, we have the number 10 car getting into the retaining wall. Number 10 of Gene Wrightstone, and he was up there about in the middle of the pack.
Number 29, Todd Bayshore, a lapped car there, put in amongst the leaders on the restart, and he took the second place car for a ride there. Jeff Smith getting way up over the cushion, dropping back a couple of positions there as he almost bit the guardrail here on the restart, but he has maintained his second position now as no one else was able to get by either. Ron Little still in third, Ken Ryland in fourth, and Scott Richwine racing 5th. As we have another caution for 2 spinning cars, track is now clear. And looks like we should be getting a start in another lap with Smokey Fry still your leader.
See the black flag being given to the 01 car, Bob Kinney out of Lancaster. We'll get him off the speedway. Looks like he's leaking some fluid all the way around the track here now. So it'll be another lap to get this moisture run in, and we'll be ready to go with 7 laps in. Smokey Fry, your leader, the 1W. Okay, here we go. Lights are out around the speedway. Here comes a car out of the pit area, but we're going green. Carl Billett just came out of the pit area in the number 43, but we were going green anyway. He's out front of the leaders, so we don't want to get him confused and think he's our leader or something. But meanwhile, up front it's Smokey Fry in that 1W. He's got command of this field. 7 laps completed, now 8. Here's the 06, Jeff Smith running in second. Then it's the 112 of Ron Little. The number 4 of Ken Ryland. The 117 of Jeff King. As they come out of that number 3 and 4 turn, 9 laps completed. Halfway, next time around, coming up on halfway next time. Smokey Fry leading Jeff Smith in the 06. There they go, halfway down. We got 10 laps to go. Jeff Smith seems to be closing in on Smokey Fry just a little bit. As they come up on the 9 junior of Russ Weinbach Jr. Now Weinbach goes down a lap on lap number 11. Smokey Fry in command in that 1W. Down the back straightaway. Jeff Smith in the 06 brings it through turns number 3 and 4. Coming up on the 77 of Mark Knott as he slides high on the track in front of our leaders. Smokey Fry needling his way through traffic as he goes into turn number 3. Smokey coming out of 4 now, putting another lap on Todd Bayshore. Traffic, lots of traffic in front of our leader, Smokey Fry. Now, Jeff Smith has closed right in on Smokey. As, whoa, our leader goes around. Smokey Fry, our leader, went around after a little mishap with a lap car. Also involved the 77 of Mark Knott and another car up on the top side.
What a tough break for Smokey Fry. He was cruising along out in front. Jeff Smith wasn't even that close to him until they came up on a bunch of lapped cars. Smokey was working his way through the lap traffic, but suddenly tangled and spun, taking a couple of other cars with him. Jeff Smith lucky enough to squeeze through there and has inherited the lead here with the 06.
Also involved the number 27 of Carl Graves out of Duncannon. So we have 3 cars up there, the 27, the 77, and our former leader, Smokey Fry.
It'll be interesting to see if Smokey will be able to continue or not. They're trying to work on the car and free it now. He was really flying out there. We're just past the halfway point, 12 down, only 8 laps to go. I'm afraid there won't be enough time for him to come back through, even if he would restart at the rear.
Looks like the number 10 of Gene Wrightstone here against the, or parked near the retaining wall here coming out of 4. As Gene has gotten out of that car. Appears to be the number 10 of Gene Wrightstone with the mechanical problem.
Jeff Smith, your leader now. Second spot will be Ron Little. Third spot, the number 4 of Ken Ryland. Fourth spot, Jim Bernheisel in the 91, and fifth will be car number 117, Jeff King. Bernheisel had been battling with him for the last couple of laps before moving by to pick up a spot.
13 down, we're looking for the restart green. Jeff King, the leader. Check that. Jeff Smith, the leader. Here they come out of the turn. Green's waving. Ron Little holding down second. Ken Weiland in third. Jimmy Bernheisel now has worked his way up to fourth, and he's flying Jimmy Bernheisel. He's got it up there looking for the outside now. Here comes Jimmy. 14 down, 5 to go next time. But up front, Jeff Smith out of Blaine has that 06 hooked up, and he's pulling away from this pack. Out of the fourth turn he comes. Here comes Little. Ryland, number 6 car, Doug Fry, moved into the 4th spot. Bernheisel drops to 5th. Carl Graves out of Duncan Duncannon is up there in 6th. 4 more times around. Action aplenty down in that first turn as Bernizel now comes up on the outside of Ken Weiland as they go into the third turn. They're wheel to wheel. No freight line racing here. They're wheel to wheel going into that third turn. Look at that action. Whoa, look out. The 6 car taxed the 112 around. The number 6, the Doug Fry, got into the back of that 112 of Ron Little and turned him right around.
Second place car spinning, unfortunately, and it looks like it hasn't been a good night for the leaders. The first running Smoky Fry spinning out earlier, and now the 112 Ron Little has the misfortune of spinning out, maybe with a little help over there. The number 6 Doug Fry was really on the move here since that last restart. He restarted back in the 6th spot, and he's worked his way up the 3rd, now inheriting the 2nd spot as Little spins.
Seems like when you're up front, you have problems either tangling with lap cars or a little racing action up front. There was a little tap there, I do believe, and might have been a racing accident, what have you. But anyway, our second place car is now going to be tagged to the rear of the field with only 2 laps to go.
Another unfortunate break for the leaders. Former leader Smoky Fry has now worked his way back up to 8th position already. He's been on the move, picking cars off more than 1 a lap, and he's quickly moved back into the top 10 here, now with only 3 laps remaining. And as I said before, Doug Fry in the number 6 really came to life there in that last restart. He's now 2nd. We'll see if he has any challenges for our leader, Jeff Smith.
So once again, the lights have been turned out around the speedway, and we're ready to conclude this final race of the evening here at Silver Spring Speedway on the 4th day of April here in 1992, our 2nd race of the season. And it's been a good night for one and all. Green Dow, we're racing once more. Here they come. Boy, they're going high on the track, coming out of 4. Just missed the leader, now the number 6 car. Doug Fry, the leader. Doug Fry's in the number 6 car now. Jeff Smith, the leader. Doug Fry in the number 6. Running in 2nd, he's closing in. And look who's running 3rd. Jimmy Bernizel. 2 to go. Coming out of the 4th turn this time, there'll be a white flag. Our starter now has the white flag in hand and waving that white. One more time around for the 06 of Jeff Smith. 2nd, the number 6 Doug Fry. Jimmy Bernizel is 3rd, but he's looking for 2nd. Carl Graves running 4th. Ken Weiland in 5th. Here they come. Checker flag out, the final feature race of the night. In for the win, the 06, Jeff Smith. Out of Plain. Finishing 2nd, the number 6, Doug Fry from Dover. Jimmy Bernizel nails down that 3rd spot in the number 91. And Jimmy out of Lebanon. And the 27 of Carl Graves from Duncannon finished in 4th. 5th, the number 4 of Ken Weiland. So there you have it, the first feature event of the year for the limited late models here at Silver Spring Speedway. And a nice crowd on hand tonight, much better crowd than last week. It was a much more pleasant evening to sit here and enjoy the fine action here at the Silver Spring Speedway.
Winter weather still in the air, however. Temperatures probably hovering in the upper 30s, but not so windy as last week. And moving into victory lane after he comes across the scale will be Jeff Smith, win number 1 here for 1992 as the limited late models put their first feature event into the record books for this brand new season. Racing program tonight completed by 10:10. Another 3-hour racing program very efficiently run here at Silver Spring. So a good racing program tonight for both divisions. And you saw it here on Lee's Racing Video.
What a good ride for Riley. followed by the 1W. Now remember, he came from the...
Shortly, Jeff Smith will be joined by promoter Alan Kreitzer down trackside as the photographers gather for the Victory Lane ceremonies. Right now, you see the cars on the scale being checked out for proper weights. And shortly, our winner will make his way to Victory Lane for the Victory Laurels here at the Silver Spring Speedway.
Doug Fry, who came to life there 2 yellows ago on that last restart, ended up with a second place finish after a nice run. And another driver who made a late race charge to pick up a top 5 finish was Carl Graves in the number 27. As he picked up a top 5 finish, he had a good restart on the last caution flag and came home in the top 5. A nice run for Carl Graves tonight after starting way back in 11th position. Here comes your winner now, out to Victory Lane.
Testing, 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, what a winning late model feature event to start the 1992 season. Winning the feature event, making a return to Silver Spring, the 1982 late model champion here at Silver Spring. Driving the Allen Looper number 06 this year, Jeff Smith. Combo out to the back pits, please. Combo out to the back pits. Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen, back in winner's circle at Silver Spring. Last time he was driving a number 40, his own Camaro. Now he's in the Allen Looper number 06, Jeff Smith. Jeff, welcome back.
It's good to be back.
I'll tell you, what a race.
Yeah, it's looking out good. I don't know what happened to Dale there. He got mixed up in the cars. I had a hard time catching him now.
Well, but no doubt you two were certainly out there. I'll tell you, you were at least sticking with them. Last year, here towards the end of the year, Smokey get out there, just kind of go his own way. It doesn't look like that'll happen so much this year.
We can run with the mountains. Got the car working good. And I'd like to thank Vegas for throwing the carburetor. Everything was working pretty good.
Well, what did you think then when you came up on the lap cars? I think you came up on about a group of 3 or 4 lap cars. Were you just trying to pick the glue that Smokey went the other way, or what?
Yeah, I think he was getting a little loose there, and I was too, but I caught him a little bit. Yeah, the lap car slowed him down, and I got caught up, and I don't know if he knew I was back here or not, but I guess he got mixed up with that one over there in the third turn.
Did you ever win a race where it was this cold, Jeff?
10 years ago, I won the first race here, and now, it's nice to do it another 10 years later.
You must be a cold weather chauffeur, that's all I know.
That's right.
Jeff Smith, ladies and gentlemen, your feature winner opening night here at Silver Spring Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, second win is a car owner here, Alan Looper. Alan, what a team you put together here for 92.
Yeah, we're doing a fine job. Old Jeffy had us busy tonight. We changed a lot of tires around, making it but it kept us warm for the cold weather anyway.
What tires were you running? Were you running the 11-inch tires?
Yeah, we're on 11-inch tires this year.
Well, we have rule changes coming up in limited weight models where everyone's going to be required to run on 11-inch rubber here in May. It looks like you're already getting the jump.
Yeah, I think about everybody's running up front. It's on the 11-inch now to get ahead of the game. So I think it's going pretty good for us.
Well, congratulations, Alan.
Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from Winner's Circle. Thank you, one and all, for your attendance on this very chilly evening. We appreciate your attendance. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at Susquehanna Speedway, where we have the Street Stock Splinter Clubs and an Enduro back here next Saturday evening with the Sportsman Limited Late Models and the Mini Spins. Again, thank you very much. Please drive safely on the way home.